Joy Papaya Sun SPF 50. Joy beautiful by nature. Real fruits bata baneko real juice. त्यसैले त real juice real हुने. Bank of the Year 2024 Citizens Bank International Limited, your partner for progress. नयाँ Good Night Flash अरु लिक्विड वेपोराइजर भन्दा 2 गुणा बढी प्रभावशाली. गोर्खा इको प्यानल, मेरो घर गोर्खा इको प्यानल को भर. फाइबर युक्त ज्ञान चक्की आटा, हामीसँग ज्ञान छ, सबैलाई हुने ज्ञान.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good evening, I am Ipulagi Singh Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. Government fails to implement free education in schools. Authorities fail to implement education fund decision, levy arbitrary fees. CPN-UML seeks main opposition party CPN Maoist centers help after failing ordinance approval. Delays ordinance submission after failing to secure majority support. Bharatiya Janata Party pulls off a major political upset by unseating the Aam Aadmi Party from Delhi after over 10 years. BJP is set to regain control of New Delhi. And Departmental Club Nepal Police secures a spot in the semi-final of ongoing Aharara Pokhara Gold Cup. Defeats Brigade Boys Club UK by 2-0. Welcome back. A law mandates free education for all citizens up to the secondary level in line with the Constitution. An education fund was also planned through a partnership between the central, provincial and local governments. However, due to its impractical implementation, students are being forced to pay arbitrary fees for admission, tuition and extracurricular activities. Schools claim free education cannot be realized without adequate funding and staffing. Although legal provisions exist for free education, community schools continue to charge students at the basic level under various pretexts. Even at the secondary level, students in classes 11 and 12 are being charged arbitrary fees. School administrators argue that free education cannot be implemented until the government allocates additional funding and provides the necessary teachers and staff.
वर्षमा 3000 देखि 4000 सम्म दिनुहुन्छ. त्यसैले हामीले विद्यालय कर्मचारी, विद्यालयका सहयोगी प्लस निजी क्षेत्रमा केही शिक्षक कर्मचारी राखेका छौं. उहाँहरुको लागि मात्रै मिनिमम हामीलाई कतैबाट स्रोत साधनको परिपूर्ति भइदियो भने हामीलाई शुल्कतिर हामी उठाउनु पर्दैन होला.
पर्याप्त दरबन्दी, शिक्षक दरबन्दी, कर्मचारीहरू विद्यालयलाई राज्यले नै सम्पूर्ण सुविधाहरू पूर्ण रूपमा विद्यालयलाई उपलब्ध गराइदियो भने यो सम्भव छ, नत्र सम्भव देखिन्न सर.
The Constitution mandates free education up to 12th grade for all citizens, yet it has not been implemented even after 6 years. The Ministry of Education formed a task force to implement the law, gathering suggestions, and has decided to establish an education fund through a partnership between the central, provincial, and local governments. The ministry plans to ensure free education by increasing resources and investment through the education fund.
निशुल्क शिक्षा प्रत्याभूत गर्नको लागि चाहिँ अहिले के समस्या छ भन्ने भन्दाखेरि पनि विद्यालयहरूले निशुल्क शिक्षा प्रदान गर्नुपर्ने यो दायित्वबाट हामी कोही पनि बाहिर जान सक्दैनौं.
Around 5 million students are enrolled in 29,000 schools across the country at the basic and secondary levels. While the government allocates 200 billion rupees annually for overall education, more than 150 billion rupees are dedicated to school education alone. However, permanent teachers for classes 11 and 12 have not yet been arranged. Although the ruling party's manifesto promised to allocate 20% of the total budget for education development and reform, the commitment is often forgotten once in power. Educationists argue that free education cannot be provided without addressing teacher compensation.
राजनीतिक दलको घोषणा पत्रको आधारमा निशुल्क भनेर भन्ने शब्द राखेको छ. तर देशको हैसियत चाहिँ नि कसैले पनि बुझेन छ. त्यो हैसियत नबुझ्दाखेरि के भयो भन्दाखेरि निशुल्क गर्नुपर्छ भनियो तर चाहिँ गर्न सकिएन. संविधानमा लेखेपछि फेरि चाहिँ के भयो भने त्यसलाई ऐन बनाउनु पर्ने. पैसा जम्मै एक ठाउँमा जाने हो, आवश्यकता अनुसार खर्च गर्न पाउने हो. त्यसको फाइदा त्यति मात्रै हो. तर ग्यारेन्टी के गर्दैन त्यसले भन्दाखेरि त्यसले चाहिँ सबैलाई निशुल्क शिक्षा दिन्छ भन्ने ग्यारेन्टी गर्दैन.
The government has stated its intention to increase resource management and investment for free education. However, the education sector's budget remains under 10% of the total budget, making it difficult to create teacher and staff positions. After failing to secure a sufficient majority to approve the ordinance, the ruling CPN-UML has sought support from the main opposition, CPN Maoist Centre. The ruling party, which had been preparing to approve the ordinance in the Federal Parliament meeting from last year, is now seeking assistance from the main opposition amid growing uncertainty over when it will be presented. However, the CPN Maoist Centre has declined to offer their support. UML General Secretary Sankar Pokhrel reached out to CPN Maoist Centre Deputy General Secretary Barsaman Pun requesting his help in passing the ordinance. However, Pun responded that while it is possible to assist in amending the law through regular process, he cannot support the passage of ordinance. Meanwhile, the government, which is also seeking support from the Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal, has decided not to present the ordinance for approval in tomorrow's Federal Parliament meeting. Janata Samajwadi Party has said that it will decide its position and move forward once the government officially places the ordinance on the agenda.
प्रतिवेदन बुझाइसकेको हो त्यो प्रतिवेदन पार्टीका नेताहरू कहाँ गइसकेको हो मान्यजीहरू कहाँ गइसकेको हो अध्ययन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ मलाई लाग्छ सरकारले जुन दिन ल्याउँछ हैन त्यो दिन हामी अब बसेर निर्णय गरेर जान्छौं भन्ने एउटा सोच छ हामी जुन प्रकारको दृष्टिकोण निर्माण गर्दै छौं त्यसलाई डाइल्युट गर्ने या एक प्रकारको त्यो साइकोलोजिकल प्रेसर बिल्डअप गर्नको लागि हामी माथि चलाइएका यो एउटा षड्यन्त्र हो.
The government has been unable to move forward with the ordinance due to lack of a majority in the National Assembly without Janata Samajwadi Party's support. While Congress and UML have accused the party of bargaining for power, the party has denied these claims. The ordinance's approval has become increasingly challenging as the party initially backed the Prime Minister with a vote of confidence is now hesitant to support in the National Assembly. As a result, the ordinance is not included in the possible agenda for either house in tomorrow's session. Now, a fire at Ministry of Water Supply in the country's main administration hub, Singhadarbar, took 2 hours to control, completely burning 2 rooms into ashes. The incident occurred after Minister Pradeep Yadav and his staff ignored an ongoing leakage issue. Lack of basic infrastructure and preparedness to handle such emergencies in Singhadarbar has been exposed. A fire broke out this morning in Minister of Water Supply Pradeep Yadav's office in Ministry's 4th floor. According to Singhadarbar Police, the fire possibly due to an electrical issue. The police, with the help of a fire brigade, quickly extinguished the fire, which burned curtains, carpets, tables, chairs and possibly important documents. 2 ministry employees were interrogated for investigation. Minister of Water Supply Pradeep Khatka and Minister of Urban Development Prakash Man Singh visited Singhadarbar after the incident. Minister Singh assured necessary precautions to prevent further incidents.
त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले अपनाउने कुरा हो. हामीले चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो ह्युमन फ्याक्टरबाट र म्यानेजमेन्टबाट त्यसलाई चाहिँ कन्ट्रोल गर्ने कुरामा चाहिँ हामीले गर्ने हो. अब हाम्रो हातभन्दा बाहिरको कुराले त हामीले त गर्न सक्दैनौँ नि त.
Minister Yadav said he had suspected an electrical short citing a burning smell for 2 days, but claimed no important documents were burnt.
बिजुलीको सर्ट सर्किटबाट नै यो आगलागी लागेको भने अनुमान गरिएको छ. बाँकी प्रहरी अनुसन्धान गरिरहेको छ. हिजो पनि बेलुका म च्याम्बरमै हुँदा गनाएको थियो. जरुरतमन्द डकुमेन्ट अति आवश्यक डकुमेन्ट मेरो टेबलमा थिएन. म सिग्नेचर गरेर सचिवजीमा पठाइदिन्थेँ, सधैँ पठाइदिन्थेँ. त्यसकारणले गर्दा कुनै पनि डकुमेन्ट अफिसियल डकुमेन्ट जलेको छैन.
Ministry of Urban Development has formed a 3-member committee led by Senior Division Engineer Ganesh Karmacharya with Deputy Secretary of the Water Supply and Engineer Ganesh Pandey as members to assess fire damage. Ministry lacked a fire alarm system. The fire extinguisher had not been replaced in 10 years and the building had old infrastructure, outdated equipments and aging wiring systems. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what is the reason behind the weak performance of women's cricket team? 45% voted for A, lack of exposure, 20% voted for B, negligence towards fitness, and 35% voted for C, inadequate investment. Now here's today's question. What's your take on the lack of infrastructure for immediate fire control at the main administration center of the country? Your options are A. Recklessness at peak, B. Poor preparations, or C. Neglected surveillance. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. The adoption and scope of AI has been increasing worldwide and in Nepal as well. For the first time, AI has been featured in the 30th edition of Kantipur organized by Federation of Computer Association, Nepal.
Kantipur TV तिमीलाई बधाई छ सूचना र मनोरञ्जनले दीर्घकालीन.
This song was performed by an AI named Melodious, developed by students of Software College at the
Kantipur TV. Song generation software हो जुन चाहिँ हामीले यहाँ प्रोजेक्टको लागि चाहिँ सफ्टवेयर मा मैले प्रोजेक्टको लागि मात्र बनाएको छु एउटा सानो एउटा सफ्टवेयर मात्र हो
चाहिँ भर्चुअल ड्राइभिङ लर्निङ एक्सपिरियन्सको हामीले टुल बनाइरहेका छौँ जस्तै एआई बेस चाहिँ तपाईले दिएको कुनै पनि लिरिक्समा चाहिँ सङ कम्पोज गर्ने रोबोट बनाएको छौँ अनि प्लस हामीले चाहिँ यता हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ फेस डिटेक्सन वाला चाहिँ रोबोटिक गन छ जसले चाहिँ रजिस्टर्ड फेसलाई चाहिँ सुट गर्न सक्छ त्यो लगायतका धेरै प्रोजेक्टहरू हामीले गरेर बनाएका छौँ.
Although Nepal develops its own apps and software, most AI used in these systems comes from foreign sources. Experts attribute this reliance on foreign AI to Nepal being in the early stages of AI development. The Kantipur TV exhibition fair will continue until February 10 at Bhrikuti Mandap, Kathmandu. Civilian housing program in hilly districts of Kosi province has stalled due to delayed subsidy funds from the Ministry of Urban Development. Out of 16,000 beneficiaries targeted, only 8,000 families have received the first installment. Several people on the hilly region remain in unsafe shelters despite being listed as beneficiaries of the housing program. Launched in Nepalese year of 2074 to support marginalized groups, the program selected 16,479 beneficiaries across 32 local levels in Kosi province. In Dhankuta, 2,409 applied, 322 were listed. However, only 20 received the first installment of 45,000 Nepali rupees. While 1,226 beneficiaries have begun construction, 7,287 are still waiting for funds. An estimated 600 million Nepali rupees is required to cover subsidies. Now, in our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces, why has the housing program launched by the government for the poor ones has turned ineffective? Let's take a look at what they have to say.
सरकारको लापरवाहीले गर्दा
बजेट नभएको हो कि त्यसमा काम गर्ने मान्छेहरू नभए हुन् कि
भ्रष्ट सरकारले अवश्य बनाउनै सक्दैन किनभने यसले चाहिँ भ्रष्ट गर्न भ्रष्टाचार गर्न बाहेक केही जानेकै छैन.
समन्वय गर्ने भूमिका खेल्ने निकायहरूको कमजोरी हो.
समयमा लाभग्राहीहरूले पनि सम्झौता नगरिदिँदा यो कार्यक्रम अलिक प्रभावकारी हुन सकेको छैन.
स्थानीय तहको सरकारले ध्यानाकर्षण नदिनको कारणले हो. स्थानीय सरकारहरू पनि निष्क्रिय छ. त्यसमाथि झन् सङ्घीय सरकारको त धेरै निष्क्रिय छ. गरिबहरूको घर अझै पनि पुसको छानाइमा गरेर बसेको छ.
भागबाण्डा र आपसी तालमेल नमिल्दा प्रभावकारी हुन सकेन.
पल्काले त्यो चासो लिँदैन.
सरकारहरू बीचमा समन्वय नहुनाले पनि हुन सक्छ.
दुखी गरिबको लागि बनाइएको यो कार्यक्रम प्रभावकारी भएको छैन.
कागजमा मात्र सीमित छ.
लक्षित वर्गमा अझसम्म पुगेको छैन.
बजेटको अभावको कारणले यो कार्यक्रम प्रभावकारी हुन सकेको छैन.
It is time for international news. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party regains power in the nation's capital, New Delhi, for the first time in 27 years. Data from the Election Commission of India showed Modi's BJP is leading in 48 of the 70 seats in the Delhi capital district, well ahead of the 22 for the opposition Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, of Arvind Kejriwal, a fierce critic of Modi. A huge crowd of BJP members and supporters were seen celebrating on the road outside the party headquarters in New Delhi. AAP, which grew out of an anti-corruption movement in 2012, tasted its first electoral success in Delhi and has ruled the territory, which includes India's parliament and federal government offices in New Delhi for 2 terms from 2015. AAP, which won the past 2 elections with thumping majorities, was popular because of its policies benefiting the poor, their main voter base, by providing them with free water and free power. To counter the AAP, the BJP promised monthly payments of $28 to all poor women, a one-time payment of 21,000 Indian rupees to each pregnant woman, subsidized cooking gas, a monthly pension of 2,500 Indian rupees for the elderly and 15,000 rupees for the youth to prepare for competitive exams. Modi lost his majority in India's parliament last year but returned as Prime Minister for a record equaling 3rd term with the support of regional parties. His BJP has won 3 of 4 subsequent state elections. Now, Hamas handed over on Sunday 3 Israeli hostages to the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, in central Gaza's Deir al-Balah. Crowds gathered in front of a podium where representatives from the ICRC and the 3 hostages stood. The militant group released Ohad Ben Ami and Eli Sharabi, both taken hostage from Kibbutz Be'eri during the cross-border Hamas-led attack on October 7, 2023. And Or Levi abducted that day from the Nova Music Festival. A bus carrying Palestinian prisoners arrived in Ramallah with 183 detainees set to be released from Israeli jails today. The release of hostages and prisoners is part of the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas that began on 19th of January. It is time for Sports Update.
Sports News.
Departmental team Nepal Police Club enters into the semi-final of the ongoing 24th Aharara Pokhara Gold Cup. In today's quarter-final played in Pokhara Stadium, Police defeated Brigade Boys Club UK by 2-0 to secure a spot in the semi-final. Police advanced to the last 4 after the win in the 2 consecutive matches. Bibek Pandey scored in the 20th minute and the captain Ramwazi doubled the leading the 40th minute through Bibek's corner. Police defeated Sahara Club 1-0 to reach the quarter-finals. Despite recent poor performances in last 2 seasons, Police are the most successful team in Aharara Gold Cup with 6 titles prior. They are set to lock horns against Church Boys United and former champions Trivon Army Club for the title. Now, before wrapping up, let's take a look into the top stories once again. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.